Welcome to another episode of the Utility Players Podcast, episode 8. A lot of discussions, a lot of topics to talk about today. We were delayed by one day, but we're back with the group. We got B Wonder, we got Gravy, we got Fort. Talk to them, boys.
Yo, yo.
What's up, people?
What's good?
All right, so we'll lead off the bat. I'm still in the bubble, women's bubble. I am an Iowa Hawk Eyes fan, officially gold and black. I know that goes against Gravy and Ben right here. What do you guys, Iowa State Cyclone?
Yeah, boy.
What do you guys?
Iowa State men's basketball 2-38 this year.
All right.
I actually,
Elvis definitely got cabin fever.
Oh, definitely.
I grew up in like the eastern part of the state, which is Hawkeye country back there. And so me going back home and saying that I'm a Cyclone fan, that's where I went to school. That's why that, you know, I used to get shunned. Back there. But going to Iowa would have been like going to high school. Actually, to tell you the truth, where I really wanted to go to school was Illinois. Because like I'm from this area, weird area, half of it's in Iowa, half of it's in Illinois. And but it would have been out of state tuition, and fuck that. So yeah.
All right.
Shout out Illinois getting bounced.
Dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had them as my winner in the men's bracket, so I'm out. I'm in last place, by the way. I don't even look at it anymore.
I'm down there too.
I'm at the bottom, just hovering right around that rate. I am toast. I looked at my Elite Eight today and I was like, holy moly, man, I can't believe it. But actually, you know what's kind of interesting about this tournament, and especially Loyola, Chicago? First off, they have the number one defense in all of D1, which no one talked about. I think they were like 26 or 25-4 this year. I think they probably might go back to the Final Four. They could. I think they're a team that could actually get back there based on if their defense continues to play that way. They smacked Illinois from the mouth. If you watch that game from the tip, They smacked Illinois in the mouth. Kofi could not do anything. They couldn't. They just were out of sync. Ayo couldn't do anything. I think he had his worst game of his college career. It was impressive.
Yeah, you take away the numbers on the side of the team name, you wouldn't know who was the higher ranking seed for sure.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you guys this. If you watched this whole first round of the men's tournament and you saw all the upsets that happened, especially Nick and I are in Big Ten country, and I don't know why people always take the Big Ten and put them on this pedestal because they were never that good. They always choke on everything they do. So you had all these Big Ten teams. You have one left, which is Michigan, right? And they all get bounced.
Danny's so ugly.
Yeah, I think this tournament really showed that COVID really affected the NCAA because 100%. You had a lot of teams that didn't get together, especially in the Pac. What is it? Pac-12.
Yeah.
It should be a Pac-16 because there's 16 teams in the league. By the way. Why don't they update that? That's another.
I don't know. It's just a name. It's a brand.
It's stupid.
NCAA sucks anyway.
Yeah.
But for like 6 weeks, those kids didn't even get to play, and then they played late, so that you really didn't get to see them play or understand like the level of competition they had this year. And so they get seeded in a specific area in the tournament, and they come in, and Oregon beats the crap out of Iowa, and Oregon State's done well. So I think COVID has really shown, especially in this tournament, that it was really hard to kind of figure out some of these seeds. And I think that's why you have a lot of these upsets.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in the bubble now. And when Iowa got back from their first game, the first thing I talked to one of the team officials was, a slow start off the bat. And they got off to a slow start where they were down like 10 or 12. And it would be a slow start for kids that are 18, 19, 20 years old coming into a bubble situation. I'm living it too. So I'm living it very similar to how they're doing it. And I'm seeing that in the professional level, we put that standard or that expectation on them where they should perform at any level, anytime, no matter the circumstance. But I'm saying if I'm 18, 19 years old, what they're going through, it's tough, man. tough to not be able to go outside, tough to stay in your room, tough to get tested every single day, and then go to a game and expect to perform at a high level with no crowd. So they got off to Iowa got off to a tough start, and that's the conversation I had with the person. And what do they do today? They got off to a great start because they're used to the flow and the atmosphere, and that's kind of what it is. I love that I'm seeing. That's why I wanted to take this opportunity to come here, San Antonio, because as a sports person that is always a fan that criticizes, I wanted to be in the environment that athletes are in currently and see what it's like. And I'll tell you right now, it's tough, man. It's definitely something that doesn't get talked about enough every single day.
Shout out Caitlin Clark.
Yes, 35 points today?
35 points. And you were right. That first half, she had 24, and Kentucky had 22 points total.
Filthy.
Dude.
Filthy.
She is a baller. Can you, Ray, I know you're down there in San Antonio, the women's tournament. A lot of news obviously hit this week in the women's tournament. Can you talk about anything down there that you're seeing, your experience, or got to keep it hush?
No, I mean, for the most part, women and men's, I don't know how the men's are doing in Indianapolis, but I'm seeing like the first few days they were very lax. The girls are very having fun, and it's been like that throughout. And I've seen a little bit more intensity as the game's gotten closer, which I fully expected, but it's an experience, man. You know, the San Antonio, Texas is open for anybody to roam around the streets. Businesses are open and it's kind of normal here, but to see the athletes doing what they do, they go for walks. They have practice. They have testing. They have walks.
How's the weight rooms?
The weight rooms have been improved accordingly, thanks to social media. That was bad because I tweeted this out, or I sent a Instagram where I was walking by that same area that people were tweeting out, and there were 3 yoga mats and 3 hand sanitizers. That's it. That's all they had. They had the practice court with 2 bikes. So I walked by them and I was like, all right, maybe it's not complete. Every single day I walked past that practice facility, I was like, all right, maybe they are waiting. 3 days, 4 days later, I was like, they're not improving this facility at all. And it's a shame because at the end of the day, Bree is seeing all this for the first time, and she's sending me tweets and sending videos. And I'm like, yeah, this is how it's been for years. You know, the guys, the men's are the money makers, bringing more money to the league. And then the girls are just kind of like a tier 2, tier 3. And it's really sad because some of these women could ball. And I'm seeing it firsthand. So I'm officially understanding why Kobe Bryant, not to get deep or anything, but why he found an appreciation for women. This guy for an appreciation for the women's league, because man, they could ball, bro. And some of it is not up to that men's standard, and I get it. But man, some of these girls could ball out just like the rest of them. So I'm starting to see it, and I love that I came here and I accepted this opportunity.
It's a different, it's a different. Why do we always I don't know why we got to compare them. The men's a different game, the women's a different game. And that sport's going to struggle when you don't basically promote or do anything with it for years. Yep. And then as you start to see, I think over these last 5 to 10 years, especially with people like Kobe, and you see a lot of the pro athletes now. I think you saw a picture of them, a bunch of NBA athletes yesterday walking into their games, and they were all wearing women's college athlete jerseys, and just promoting it and making it a bigger thing. It's a good thing. So can you attest that the food does suck down there from the rumors on social media?
I mean, the word suck is very subjective, or attains to what you eat on the regular basis, but they have given us sandwiches probably most of the time for lunch, if not every single day for the last 10 days. And it has been roast beef or pastrami for the last 8 out of 10 days. And I don't eat it because I usually don't eat meat. I try to obey a vegetarian diet at least 85% of my life over the last 2 years. And so today was turkey and cheese, and I celebrated as if it was the mess.
Yeah.
I have half the sandwich in the refrigerator now,
Yeah.
so I could experience it again tomorrow. Put it that way.
Yeah.
But
He's gonna
the word
eat it
sucks.
live on the pod.
Yo, are you in
Yeah.
a bubble or are you at Broward County Jail, bro?
I mean,
you saving a sandwich for later.
yeah, right.
Bro.
That's how I am. Anybody who listens to this pod that knows me knows I save food for later. So that's kind of who I am. But the food isn't that bad. You usually get a full breakfast. You get a chocolate like Nutri-Grain bar. You get a fruit. You get a good 3-course meal every time. But hey, it is what it is. I'm not paying for it, so I'm grateful for it. You know.
Yeah. Back to the men's tournament real quick. For the Sweet 16 that's left, I think Gonzaga is as advertised. I mean, if you watch both of their games, they are. I mean, they're going to be tough to beat. They are going to be tough to beat.
Yep.
Who picked them to win it all?
Kalen, one of my friends, did. I think there's several people.
How you doing?
My wife did.
How you doing?
You?
Hey, by the way, did you have a hand in your wife's picks? Because I was going to ask you.
Me?
Yeah.
Did I? No, I didn't.
Nah, she wouldn't even let him.
Right. For the record, you're putting that on record?
Yeah, I'm putting that on record. My
Okay,
wife,
okay.
dude,
No, okay.
my wife is an athlete.
I don't know her personally.
My wife is a college basketball player.
She seems like a decent human being, and I like you, so I like her. But I just wanted on the record, on videotape, on audio to.
Yeah, no record. If you know my wife, you know she coached high school basketball, was a college basketball player herself, and so no.
Hey, I just want to hold everybody accountable on this pod. So.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I tried. Yeah. You know what I did have a hand in though. I did have a hand in some of her bets placed during the tournament, and I lost all of those. So she doesn't trust me on anything.
Our house lost a total of $400 at the same time this weekend.
yeah.
At once, I lost 400.
But Gonzaga looks good. Baylor also looks as advertised.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward. Those two might meet. Watch out for Florida State. And then who else am I going to say? I don't know. To me, that's it. I think Gonzaga has got a clear path all the way to the championship. Maybe Baylor. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no opinions. My opinion has been proven by my selections and by my score. I'm very last in our challenge bracket, so I will not speak on anything analytical about the men's bracket. I could probably speak more on the women's bracket because I got some insight. I'm seeing the teams kind of how it is and living their lifestyle, but I'm not even going to speak on that. Fort, you got anything to add on any of these brackets, any of these bets? Hopefully we get some good bets from you later.
On the bracket, no, my shit sucks. It's been bad. Not even looking at it anymore. Like I did with the stock market today. I opened up my app and looked at that shit and immediately closed it, didn't look at it for the rest of the day.
I haven't made a trade in 5 weeks, so I feel you, brother. Let's see.
I will say that I did lose 2 Final Four teams this weekend.
So did I.
2 out of 4. That's a bad
bracket is smoked.
Kate Cunningham let me down.
And you guys seen what we posted on Instagram? I think it was like 52. 5.8 is the average seed of this bracket, which is the highest ever. I think the 12 seed had just as much teams as the 3rd seed or the 2nd seed in the tournament, which is insane.
Yeah.
And I love it for the competitiveness, but man, I mean, we watch this for the March Madness and the memories, but you kind of want to see the 1 seeds at least advance to the Sweet 16, no?
Yeah. You do. If they
I hate this guy so much. I can't wait till he listens to this and he hears me say that I hate him. Okay.
Who?
Danny.
Yeah, Danny's disappearing. I like this because for the YouTube channel, guys, for the people that listen only on YouTube, on their TV, on their laptop, this will be entertaining because you're gonna see Danny Fort appear and disappear, and I like it.
If in our little UTL players, ESPN bracket.
Mhm.
The person who's the person that picked Houston to win it all?
Ooh.
They're in first place right now.
Are they? That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who
They're
that is.
tied with my friend Kalen. They're triple M628.
Triple M. Ooh, that might be someone that is in my fantasy baseball league, which shout out, he just joined today, and that's going to be a competitive league that we're
sir.
going to talk to weekly on this podcast.
Team Vito opted out.
Vito opted out and Gravy moved in. By the way, for update, are you live on your desktop now?
Yeah, I'm back on my computer.
We're
We're
live,
back
baby.
in the
I love it.
305.
Let's go. I'm
I was,
hyped.
I was just there today.
Oh,
Until the
fuck.
computer updates.
You looking
updates.
clean over there. You looking
I haven't
good,
got
man.
a cut yet, bro. I'm getting a cut
Shit.
later tonight.
Where's that other boy?
That boy Fort
He needs to
David cutting you
line
up?
You already know he at the gym getting swole.
Hey,
Ooh,
Fort
yeah, I
David.
see. He mixes in that leg day. Shout out to him.
Yeah, no, I don't go to the gym.
Never skip leg day.
The other D Fort.
I know somebody named Jim, and that's about it.
Right.
All right, let's not to get sidetracked right off the bat. Let's go from the NCAA. Let's go to LeBron James. LeBron James, after we made the podcast episode 7 last week, he became a part owner of the Red Sox, which don't get me started with LeBron James off the court, because LeBron James on the court, love. I will never say anything on the court. Off the court, I'm sorry, personality, I wouldn't hang out with him on a Friday night, on a Monday night.
Say it, Ray.
He's a clown.
Say it, Ray.
He's a clown.
Say it.
I'm saying it.
This
That man
guy is
rocks
a
a
big Yankees fan.
He rocks a Yankees cap, buys the Red Sox, says, let's do it for Cleveland, Ohio, and then is a fan of another team. Cleveland Browns. Oh, Dallas Cowboys. Come on, dog. Get it together. Get with your team.
I'm with you. I thought about it as a overall Chicago sports fan. I'll just say the Bears. You know,
the Bears.
I would never. I don't care how much financial sense it made, ever put any amount of money into the Green Bay Packers. I would never ever do that. As a Cubs fan, I would never put any amount of money into the St. Louis Cardinals. I don't care how much money it would make me.
St. Louis Cardinals.
I would never do that. So I don't know. It's weird.
I get it. There's boss moves and there's business moves, but
how do you get it? Explain it.
You're
rooting. What do you mean?
Go ahead.
So the ownership group of the Red Sox, the Henrys, also own Liverpool, and LeBron is a part owner of Liverpool with them.
I get that.
So this is just LeBron expanding his wallet and them trusting him on, getting into potential ventures down the road or ownership.
To the Red Sox.
They own the Red Sox. So what do you want? He wants? He wants to own an NBA team. This is all.
I get that.
I get calculated.
I get that, and that's fine. So, and you can own an NBA team.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You wouldn't own 5% in the Green Bay Packers if it meant you could be the full owner, the majority owner of the Chicago Bulls or the Chicago Bears or the Chicago Cubs.
Never. Not a chance in hell. Never.
But that's the one gripe against LeBron James is he's always trying to be the fan of the hype, meaning Dallas Cowboys, New York. I'm a New York Yankee. I'm a Cowboys fan. Oh, believe land. I do it for you. It's just you're playing but you're playing too many hats, meaning stick to one. I understand you want to be a billionaire. I will Gravy. I will never get in the way of someone trying to be the first of or the billionaire.
Yeah, I get it.
But he's trying to play way too many hats where he forgot who he rooted for last year. The Indians, the Yankees.
He grew up in Cleveland. He played in Cleveland.
Come on, dog.
He went to the Indians game in a Yankees hat. I get it.
It's just too much over the years, bro. Stick to what you know. Like either be all the way from Cleveland, Ohio, or be the guy that goes elsewhere. I don't care.
But these guys support cities that they go in and that they play in. I know you've seen him in a Dodgers hat and a
No,
Dodgers
and that's
cap.
fine. If he's in a Dodgers cap, I fuck with that because that's the team you're in. But my man has played many hats late, like in the last 5 years.
Shaq is in
where it's
every
like, come on,
commercial.
bro.
That's fine, but he's not.
Shaq owned the Kings. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
He has.
No.
Shaq owned the Kings and nobody gave a shit.
We're not talking about Shaq. First off, here.
Yeah. First off.
No,
Yeah.
we are talking about Shaq now.
Oh,
No,
now.
Shaq owned a piece of the Kings.
But Shaq has never come out and sit here and like, let's take the Yankees or specifically said I'm a giant
rivals.
Yankees fan or this and that. That's his rival. It doesn't matter. Jim McMahon played for the Bears, won a Super Bowl with the Bears, and then went and played for Green Bay.
I get
He never went out and propped up the specific team like LeBron does. I agree with Ray. LeBron has a tendency to do that. You're telling me, Nick, that you would own a 5% stake in the Dallas Cowboys?
If it meant that I can own
I'll look
another
elsewhere.
professional team as the majority owner, yes.
Nope.
I would look elsewhere.
I'll look elsewhere. I'll look elsewhere. There's other teams that could
But
put
he's
money
already in bed with this group.
Yeah. Stop being in bed with so many fucking teams. Stop being a slut to fandom. Stop being a slut to all these fucking teams. You wouldn't have this issue. That's what I'm fucking saying.
Speaking of,
how do you feel about Space Jam?
It should be it shouldn't be a redo. It should be a sequel. The fact that he tried to redo a classic is blasphemous. The fact that first of all, it's not a sequel, by the way, guys. It's a redo.
Yeah.
You shouldn't redo that movie. You don't touch
Yeah.
class. You don't touch things that are perfect.
Yeah.
You try to elevate it.
I hated Anchorman too.
I don't have to see it.
So bad, man.
You need to. Yeah. You guys got me
Let
going.
me-
I like this.
Let me. And
We do need to talk about his injury. So let's.
Wait.
I was going to
Wait.
say, yeah, after LeBron signed this,
Yeah.
the ownership stake in the Red Sox, he definitely got a high ankle sprain after that. And so now he's out. I want to ask this question. Embiid's out.
Okay.
LeBron is now out. If LeBron's out for an extended period of time,
Which he is.
who's MVP now?
James Harden.
I knew you'd say that. I don't think so.
Unbiasedly.
About-
No, like
Does
that's
that put somebody like Nikola up there? Jokic?
so Jokic.
What about Dame?
I got two.
Yes,
Big,
he's
I got
up
big
there.
game tonight.
I got two.
But I think Harden has taken a team that has has basically since James Harden has joined the Brooklyn Nets, KD hasn't been a part of it, right? So you take him out. So it's been
Either has Kyrie, really.
That's what I was going to lead to that. Then you take the other layer is kind of not a Kyrie, whether it's rest, whether it's his birthday is today and he's taking the next 3. This man is still put all of his effort, triple-double, 30 points, 20 points. I'm seeing that this guy can lead. We go on a West Coast trip that begins today. We play Portland, Utah, Detroit. If we win 2 out of 3, give James Harden MVP right now. That's all I need to see because that's just me.
I can make the case for James Harden. I do agree with you. You already know how I feel about James Harden, but I do agree with you. Like he's basically taken the Nets and put him on his shoulder and carried them to where they're at because, KD's been out. Kyrie is, doing his thing. And so, yeah, I get that. But I think you can, if those two are out, I think it gets tough because you put people like Jokic up there, which I think you can make a real strong case for.
Giannis, obviously.
If the Trailblazers continue to play like the way they're playing, I mean, you got to throw Dame in there.
At the end of the day, we thought that the big three were going to play together, and we didn't see Harden as a guy that dribble, Kyrie dribble. The fact that Harden is playing at an all-star MVP level and getting wins is a big deal for me as a fan, but also should be recognized across the league.
Hey,
Go ahead and say
I know,
it. Say
New
it.
York Knicks.
Say,
Talk about your Knicks. That's fine.
Say Julius Randle. He's gonna say it.
Julius Christ Randle.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm
not saying he's, he got to be at least top 10 right now. At least top 10 at MVP. And I got two for you. I got two for you. Hold on.
I can give it top 10.
I got two people you forgot about.
Who?
One, and this kills me to say this, Steph Curry.
No.
I'm here.
Yep. And two, Chris
back.
Paul.
Oh, so that leads me. So hold on, pause on that. So now that we first
of all,
in
the MVP discussion.
Absolutely.
Okay, sorry, Ray. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. Go ahead, because that's what I was gonna lead to was the Chris Paul. Chris Paul got his 10,000 assist, which was one of 5 human beings ever to do this in the league. I think it was John Stockton, Jason Kidd, Mark Jackson, Steve Nash, and Chris Paul. So that leads me into my next segment. Great segue, Ben. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh no, shout out Chris Paul there, the man, the infamous Never Laker. Who,
David Stern, ex-Navy, R.I.P. David Stern.
The history of
NBA
for that's Kyle Lowry.
Him and Harden. Lowry.
We'll never know how many championships Chris Paul would have won if David Stern wouldn't have stepped in and said no to that. But no, I'm glad he got his 10,000 assists. I don't hate Chris Paul. He's not in the top 10 MVP discussion for me.
Hey, if you guys had to guess, I have a little list here of Chris Paul's top 10 assist connections in his career.
Ooh. What's a power forward? No, hold on, take that back. Wait,
so if you guys meaning a few, then
meaning he passed the ball and that guy scored, right?
An assist, yes.
Who's that power forward?
I don't know.
Play for Xavier. You know him.
Nope. You guys want to
You talking about David West?
Yes, yeah. See, thank you.
David West is second. Danny, if you didn't hear, I got.
See, thank you. He's second. That's a fucking pull right there. Thank you, thank you, Danny. I'm hype about that because I was like, you guys sometimes make me look bad when I'm trying to think about a stat and I can't think of the name. All right, so number 1, huh?
If my aunt had a mustache, she'd be my uncle.
Yeah, same thing.
Blake Griffin. Is Blake in there?
Blake's number 1. Blake's 1.
He's number 1.
David West.
Shout out Blake Griffin. Got his first dunk as a net. First game. Yeah. Let's fucking go.
I was just signing everybody.
Let's go.
They just hit me with the text.
Yeah, we're about to hit you up, Ben. You got time?
I can provide some 1,000 3-pointers.
You got 10 minutes?
I got like a good 2 minutes.
Give us 10 minutes of defense. We got you. We might throw you a fucking 100K.
Oh, I can't play defense.
Come in with like 37 seconds left, and Joe Harris doesn't want to pick up his third before halftime. I'm that guy.
Look at those babies. That's not. Those aren't playing defense hands.
He can fit his whole hand in.
They look too smooth. They look too.
These are perfect Gatorade water bottle hands. See how it fits nicely in there? I have a good grip.
That's what she said.
That's right.
I'll be here all night. Third, JJ Redick. Third, JJ Redick.
JJ Redick is third?
Yeah.
Wow.
DeAndre Jordan, 4th. Peja, 5th. Rasul Butler, RIP, my dog.
Wow.
Tyson Chandler, Jamal Crawford, Matt Barnes, and Karan Butler.
Matt Barnes,
my guy.
Driving 90 miles like Matt Barnes.
All the smoke.
So just to wrap up on the because we're on the NBA and we're on the segue to football, but I want to make sure that we cover all the NBA news. But so we got LeBron James injury, AD injury. AD is going to be out for at least 4 to 6 weeks, whether it started a week or 2 ago, and then now King James is going to be out. The Lakers dropping down in this thing doesn't mean much, right? It's a formality. If they make the playoffs, they're fine. They're gonna be good, right?
Yeah, just got to get in.
Yeah, especially with no fans, so it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Home
sure they'll make some
court doesn't
Thursday too
affect you.
I think LeBron.
I'm deeply saddened. LMAO out.
LaMelo.
Yeah, I'm deeply saddened.
Yeah, no, that's a big loss.
You sound like you're recording.
I know, it's huge. I feel it. Who wins MVP now that LaMelo's done?
I told you on, I think it was episode 3 or 4. I remember because I listened to it while I was at an antique shop and I heard it back and I was like, oh, if Anthony Edwards plays well. And the first thing that me and Ben said was, damn, his field goal percentage isn't where it should be because he's shooting poorly at that time. And then literally since we made that episode, he's been balling out. So Anthony Edwards should be the front runner to the Rookie of the Year outside of LaMelo. If he continues, he's number 1. Number 2 is LaMelo.
Yeah, I agree. If
Anthony will listen to the pod, so
Anthony's definitely been improving game after game. And with LaMelo done now, I think it was clear cut. It was runaway. LaMelo probably should have won it unanimously.
He might still win it.
He
can't. He can't.
I mean,
can't give it to him anymore.
What if he comes back after 4 or 5 weeks?
He's not.
What if he does?
He's,
he's 19, 20 years old. He can heal fast. What if he does? It's a wrist injury. You don't know.
The shooting
wrist. Yeah,
is it
his
shooting
back.
Wrist? His right? Is it the right or the left?
I'm sure it's his right wrist.
That hurts. Then that hurts.
Done.
Okay.
And I think if you still gave it to him and Anthony keeps playing the way he is, it's kind of a slap in his face.
Yeah, no, Anthony's been hooping.
And
so the Utility Players Podcast rewards who as the Rookie of the Year weeks from now? What do we do?
Emmanuel
right now.
All right, relax, Jeremy.
No, right now, Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards, right? And I love the fact that we're saying that. And 4 weeks ago, we were not saying that because things change, things evolve. Obviously, it's an unfortunate injury for LaMelo Ball, but hey, at the end of the day, I said it in the group chat, it's not going to be his legacy. He's going to come back and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Hornets for years.
I know. I think he's going to be a star.
100%.
That Gordon Hayward pickup for the Hornets, I think, really panned out for him.
Yeah.
They were unsure about that. And the Hornets are kind of fun to watch, especially with LaMelo. So it sucks that he's hurt. I really liked watching him play.
Yeah.
He's actually going to be reevaluated in 4 weeks, leaving the possibility for a return. So it was his right wrist.
Okay.
But I just want to remind you all, maybe you can let me know who's the only guy that was just mentioned that plays for a playoff team.
Voter God.
Oh, Emmanuel quickly? Oh.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well.
All right, bet.
We'll give him top 5 right now.
All right, let's see. We covered the Nets. We covered LeBron. We covered Chris Paul. Rookie of the week.
I did have one more thing. It actually tied into both of our previous topics, but on the 17th, which is now almost a week ago, I think it was before or it was after the pod, the NBA and the NBA Players Association agreed to new protocols for COVID.
Yeah.
Well, COVID-19 vaccinated individuals. So no quarantine for exposure, no PCR tests on days off, interact with any other person at home, not a bar, club, or lounge. You can go to outdoor restaurants, and you can have up to 4 guests on the road without prior testing.
Yeah, I mean, as they should. I don't. I'll go off on a tangent here about all this stuff, but you have many people being vaccinated now. I ask the question all the time: when are the masks coming off? People are vaccinated. Like, we got to start moving back towards normal life. If you're a numbers guy like myself and you look at the numbers every day, having those strict protocols like they had before make no sense at all. The data does not support it anymore. Mm-hmm. And so the data supports the opposite. So we need to move in that direction now, because I'm afraid if we don't, then we're never going to. And you're going to continue to have that fear, that supposed fear that this and that might happen when the numbers don't support it. So you have these rules in place that shouldn't be there anymore. We have to start moving back to normal life. The athletes need it. The fans need it. Like, I can't even remember what it's like to go to a sporting event.
Yeah.
Sucks.
The last sporting event I went to was Nets Miami last February, where I got my Dinwiddie sneakers. So I'll hopefully get to tell that story on the pod because it's a pretty good one. How I scammed my way to get Spencer Dinwiddie to sign his sneakers that he wore in that fucking game, which is amazing. So I'll leave a note to tell that story on another day.
Yeah.
But it's been a while, man. It's been a year plus, and that was something in myself and Bree and all my friends thing that we did like at least once a month. We went to a Marlins game. We went for cheap. We went to a basketball game. Yeah, so it sucks.
Yeah.
Anything else about NBA basketball?
Now let's do football.
Before we move on. Yeah, I know my man Gravy's hype.
New York Giants.
And
Let's
quickly,
go
I'm
on.
sorry, this is completely off topic, but I feel very passionate about this.
Good.
MLB and the MLB Players Association, get it the fuck together, okay? Look at me. Get it together. All right? Put the DH in both leagues.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You got pitchers swinging in spring training, getting hurt, and now they can't do their job to make their money. It's ridiculous. They don't need to be hitting. Okay?
Nobody wants to see a pitcher.
Shut it up.
Nobody wants to see it.
No, I don't.
It's so ridiculous.
I don't get out of here.
Get all these old heads out of here, and let's put the DH in both leagues. I don't want to see, as a Cubs fan, Kyle Hendricks go up to bat and basically look like, hey, I'm gonna say it, Jake.
Yeah, they're behind. They're not only behind the sport itself, but they're behind all the sports. At the end of the day, when you know what gets ratings, and you continue to put a pitcher 3 times a bat, 2 times a bat, and knowing the outcome is 90% strikeout or ground ball, you don't do that. You know that's like putting a quarterback at tight end and saying, it's a position, let's fill it. No, it's like, let's put the positions out there to perform in the max capacity as possible.
Yeah.
Any person that watches baseball, which I do every single day during the summer, or someone that casually doesn't want to see a pitcher bat. I don't care.
They're still adamant on making the game like high scoring and more offense, yet they're not adding the option to have more offense.
Yeah.
Universal DH, this podcast supports. Bottom line.
Yes. 100%.
Really fast. Who do you think the best catcher in baseball is right now?
Off the top of the head.
And I want to say like best catcher, but like don't put age, like best catcher, period. Not who you're going to start your franchise with tomorrow.
All around catcher? Wait,
yeah.
All around. So
I put Rillamuto, Gary Sanchez, based on age and what he's capable of.
I literally just said not who you would start a franchise with tomorrow. And Gary Sanchez hits like 170.
I know, but it's because he gets off the horrible start.
He's also not a catcher. Sorry.
I mean, he does catch the ball, but that's fair.
Ben, you got one? You don't have to put too much thought into it.
There's not too many. Yadier Molina would probably be my guy no matter what, just because I know what I'm going to get from him.
Well, you just won the Gravy Montana sweepstakes.
There you go.
Because since 2004, fewest stolen bases allowed. 5, the Royals at 1336. 4, the Twins at 1309. 3, the Reds at 1307. 2, the Diamondbacks at 1250. And the Cardinals at 847.
Yeah, I just didn't want to say Yadier because of the Cardinals, but yeah.
Okay.
He's a stud.
Yeah.
No, of course.
He's a stud.
I thought that was a cool little stat. I like that. I like
that. Is crazy.
Yeah.
I like that happened to be the one you were looking for, because I went from biased to unbiased to factual. I went from like biased Sanchez to who Rillamuto I love, both sides of the plate. And then I like Yadier because he's been doing it for 12 years. I fucking love that guy.
Yeah.
Let's kind of segue into what we're going to talk about. Football, a lot of news. We're gonna talk about Deshaun Watson. That will lead at least them. We're gonna talk about that a lot, because that's something that you're not wrong or right at this current episode. So don't judge us by episode 8 for having an opinion now. because
should never be
will,
judged for your. Who cares? I mean,
yeah,
it's someone's
it
opinion.
will look really good or really foolish weeks from now. But
Yeah, we're going off of what we know right now.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course. And let's go into the New York Giants. The Giants signed Galladay. They signed a cornerback. They signed a linebacker. So fucking Giants. Gettleman got a bad rep for 2 or 3 years. Now he deserves the
Dave.
respect. So let's talk about it, Kirby. Go
Dave,
ahead. You
the
can
building.
leave that.
Dave-
You can leave that talk.
Dave Gettleman, I'm sorry. I think it was last episode where I said that you suck and we only had $800,000 in cap space. Shout out to, don't know the assistant GM's name or GM. I don't know. I'm not really a Giants fan. Just kidding. Die hard. All right.
Yes.
I can't believe it, dude. I can't believe it. I can't believe Ray just got up in the middle of an episode. I can't believe that we signed a big time number 1 receiver, Adoree Jackson, and Mike Glennon. And
you guys are going all in. I think this is the year Daniel Jones has to put up. He's got to show it.
It has to be.
Or they're going to move on.
And I read something that you can tell the difference in franchises, not to bash Jets fans. If any Jets fans listen to this podcast, even though we all suck,
they are Jets fans.
Never be our little brothers. But you can tell the difference between a successful franchise and an unsuccessful franchise. We're going all in and spending the money for a few years to really give our guy the weapons he needs to see if he's the future or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Jets have not done that with Sam.
No, and that's why Sam is, I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but Sam's career as a starting quarterback's probably done.
Yeah.
Because that's how the NFL works. You have those couple years to kind of really show it, and you're done. So you guys are going all in on Daniel. I like it. I like the moves you made. The Adoree Jackson thing I like. I think it's also a crucial year for Saquon, in my opinion.
Absolutely agree.
He's got to stay healthy. And, again, not a lot of that is under his control, but he's got to stay healthy. Yeah. And if he stays healthy and performs like everybody knows Saquon can perform, and Daniel Jones performs well, the Giants are going to they'll win that division easily.
Oh, for sure.
In my opinion.
Should be.
And it was the Bears who tore Saquon's ACL last year. Just want you to know that.
Yep. We were watching it together.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. Wow. What was I going to say? Mr. Trubisky signed with the Bills too. And did you see what the Bills GM or whatever said?
No.
He's like, he won't be here long. He's gonna, basically probably be there a year, and then they hope he moves on and maybe gets a starting role somewhere else. He literally said, the GM said that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No. I mean, what's he gonna say? They have Josh Allen. What are they? I mean, what is he gonna say?
No, I think it's good for him. They have a good offensive coordinator, good quarterbacks coach. So,
yeah. And this will show you how crappy the Bears quarterback situation has been over history. Mr. Trubisky is our all-time leader in passer rating and completions.
No way.
No, and not completions, in passer rating.
That's bad.
Yeah, and he has some other records too. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah. So that's the Bears quarterback situation. All in on the red rifle though, guys. When the red rifle is there for us now, and we will sit at 8-8 or lower, like typical, and not make the playoffs. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to hijack the Giants segment with the Bears segment.
No, it's fine.
You kind of dampered the mood. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Speaking of the Bears, there were rumors before we signed the red rifle, the man with the beautiful red hair, Andy Dalton. There he is. But there were a lot of rumors before that we were going to go after Deshaun Watson, and I think now that is put on hold based on everything that's came out. And I'm just going to say this: either Deshaun Watson is one of the most serial predators that in sports that we've seen in a long time, or the Texans PR department has really set a plan in place to get him to stay in Houston. because a lot of these stories are crazy. They're pretty crazy.
It is wild.
It's really wild.
Last time I checked, he was up to 24.
Yes.
Complaints.
And they're all
Wild.
similar. If you read like a lot of the complaints, apparently they have text messages, and he did a lot of this on Instagram. So I Instagram message a lot of these massage therapists, and so they have all of those, and like apparently there are statements saying that he's not going to make them sign an NDA, but he'll ruin their career if they ever talk. Lots of stuff. Man, I do believe in innocent until proven guilty. So I'm not saying he's guilty or not, but I also do believe that too many coincidences usually equal fact.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, damn, like obviously we don't condone that shit. And this is a lesson to all you guys out there. Stay off the weirdo shit. But I hate to see this happen to a guy like that, player like that. And I hope for everybody, it's obviously I hope he didn't do that.
Me too.
And if he did, then feel bad for them. If he didn't,
if he
feel
did,
bad for him.
If they have the evidence, they say he does, they say they do, and all this information, I mean, his career's done.
Yeah,
he'll be going to prison.
Absolutely.
But some of the stuff that they're saying he did is pretty like,
he wouldn't pay a girl $300 because he said she didn't wear her sunglasses or something.
He kept trying to, a couple of girls, he kept trying to get him to massage his anus.
I mean, hey,
you do what you want.
God forbid this was Odell. It'd be all over the news.
But at the end of the day, and this is my take on it. If a guy, so what I've heard from it was one or a couple girls used it as blackmail with a certain lawyer, with certain people to try to say, hey, it was consensual, but it's embarrassing. Meaning like, hey, like, all right, we could joke about it, like Odell with that, play with my butt, this and that. At the end of the day, if it's the bottom line of legality is if it's consensual, it throws everything out the window. Whether it was play with my pinky toe, play with my belly button, play with my butt, it's consensual as long as those two parties agree. So if those people, women on their side, want to use that to expose him to get money, that should be looked at seriously. And at the end of the day, what goes on because we all have it. Let's not try to be innocent. Let's not try to be like, oh, I only like missionary sex and I only like to do. We all have our thing, which is normal. It's human. This man might have liked the role play of a masseuse.
I like turtles.
There you go. And if it got out of hand, okay, cool. If it got way out of hand to the point where women felt uncomfortable, where it was a sexual predator, yes, I understand. But if it was just a guy that liked weird shit, that's not guilty to me. That's not, because let's not all pretend that we're all innocent and we all like basic shit, because it is what it is. Those women are holding, those women are responsible. If this is a big case, those women are responsible for something that will set back other women from real cases, if they're not true, a long way. Because, man, if these aren't true and these are just for like stretches and things that girls want to like, all right, I could get a quick bag, man, it will set this whole process backwards, and that'll be sad.
I agree. That's what I said. Innocent until proven guilty, and whatever. The first girl or whatever, apparently what happened was about a month before this happened, she said that basically if he gave her $30,000, she would never talk about it again. And that was kind of the one where he said no and whatever. But then since all this repetitiveness has come out and a lot of different stories with it sprinkled in with a couple of them, there are accusations of actual him forcing them to perform sexual acts on him, which, you know, is essentially sexual assault or rape.
Of course.
And so I don't know. It's just, it's not a good look for Deshaun at all. And hopefully, I'm sure he's he's obviously lawyered up, but we'll see what happens. It's a shame that this stuff happens. If the accusations are false, then those women need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent as well.
Yeah.
For making false accusations. Has to go
100%.
both ways.
I
To
agree.
live in a society that we all works, both ways have to be met with severe penalties. And so if you make false accusations, you have to have severe penalties as well. And so
If your
we'll see what
objective
happens,
is to
but
tear somebody, if your objective is to tear somebody down, and that's your only point, then you should be equally tear down and held responsible. And it's sad because, like I said, I try to understand the women's point of view, where there are situations that men do take advantage of women, whether it's you're an average human being or you're a celebrity, you're an athlete.
yeah.
And it's sad that women that want to cultivate and want to talk about times like this, where we should all stick together, will fabricate truths, and it just sucks. So I don't root for any side. I'm not rooting for it to be true. I'm not rooting for it to be false. I'll see where it may lay, but we'll see when it's proven. There's got to be somebody's got to suffer from this, and whether it's Deshaun Watson or somebody else.
Safe to say Deshaun will be a Texan for quite a while now. He's not going anywhere.
No, he's not. Also, I was thinking while you were going off, shout out to the Knicks. Shout out to the Knicks. Shout out to Nike. Shout out to the Giants. Don't want any copyright infringement, nothing. All property to you. Everything goes to you guys. Don't take our track off. Don't do what Universal threatened to do to me and Danny because we played 30 seconds of Drake. We're sorry, okay? I'm done.
Right.
Yeah.
It's good copyright.
Got it.
Good and smart. So what do we got? All right. So now that Danny 4 is off because his computer had to do a little update, we'll have Bet the Fort on our Instagram. We'll have his live bets so we can hold him accountable. Last week he went 3-1. He made 4 bets last week, so he's on the right path. So hopefully we have 3 to 5 bets that we can hold him accountable for next week. What else we have to do? Shout outs. So we have a couple of shout outs. We'll get out of the way. There you go. We'll have a couple of shout outs. So shout outs to the Pompano Players, where it's a local softball team, which me and Gravy, I believe. Were you a part of that team back in the day?
Original member.
Ray, original member. They're off to a 7-0 start. They play every Thursday night. As long as they remain undefeated, hopefully they get that championship. We'll shout them out no matter what, because they are fans of the pod. We'll continue to promote that. We have Idis wanted us to shout out a top 5 Kanye West songs, which we'll get to for sure. I know that's his favorite artist. Mandy wanted to say, hi, totally kidding. We'll shout her out because, she wanted to say what up.
Absolutely.
And then of course Feinberg Live, the most loyal to the pod. He is always DMing us, always giving us suggestions.
Oh my way.
You wanted us to talk about the Heat changing arena name voting on Friday, as well as having vaccinated only section, which we kind of talked about the name, and you could go on that.
Tell this guy he wants to talk about that shit to make his own podcast.
Fair.
Dude.
I'm just kidding. That's like my dog for many years.
He's a loyal fan. You know what I mean?
Wait. Also, shout out to Mariah. She listens to every single episode. I don't know why. Her birthday today. I think she's
shout out, happy birthday.
26.
Happy birthday.
That's fam. That's all. That's all I had.
That's it.
I've really
Only-
had an evolution over this episode.
The only non-sports stories to kind of close the podcast with was South Beach is wilding right now.
Big
Hopefully
wild.
hopefully everybody's staying safe. People are out there. Obviously, I've seen videos and heard takes. Most of those people, or some of those people, aren't going to South Beach to be college students and want to get away and this and that. Hopefully you guys are doing right. But man, that shit looked like Endgame.
Yeah.
It looked
I
bad.
know.
At the end of the day, I don't care. I don't want to talk about race. I don't talk about who's doing it. It looked bad. That's bottom line. And whoever's like, that's the shit we don't need in our lives. With enough, if we want to blame government, we want to blame politicians and leaders and all this, let's do what we could do to control what we could control. Let's not make it more impossible to conduct ourselves like human beings.
What are we talking
You
about?
know, this is what happens when you trap people inside for a year and
yeah.
then kind of tell them they can go back outside. And then when they're outside, you tell them they can't and do that anymore. And it's just, I think a lot of people have a lot of bent up frustration.
Yeah.
And I unfortunately think that is not the last time we're going to see that.
Yeah, it's sad.
A lot of weirdos out there.
I think people want, to get back to some sort of normal life. Do we need it? I agree with you right now. It doesn't make anything better. It makes things worse. But I don't know.
Yeah, it sucks,
It's
man.
the way things are right now.
Let's see what else. We started a new thing this past week, Small Business Saturday, which we'll put on our story. Small businesses which are in the family, friends, in our neighborhood. We want to shout out, promote people that, in these tough times, it's hard to have a business. So we want to make sure that we do right. So DM us, message us individually, whatever it is, we'll get it out, whether it's 1 or 2, 3 a week. We just want to make sure we do right by you guys. Basically, you can listen to us on Apple, Spotify. You can watch us on YouTube. Hopefully, you guys dig us. Hopefully, you guys were able to break up a part of your week and entertain you guys for some time.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Love it.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Episode 8, that wraps it up. Episode 9 will be released on next Tuesday. So tune into us and
Will
have a
Ford
great-
have internet connection by then?
yeah. By the way,
His Windows update might be done by next Monday, so we should be good.
Daniel Fort will be back next week. Tune in. He's got an update. Peace.
Shout out to everyone who has Windows in 2021.